Hi everyone, this is Susan and I am here to show you how to format your blog post, not just for search engine optimization that I was discussing in a previous video, but also just for optimizing for online reading. It's really important to do that. Now, the first thing that you want to do when you're bringing your content over, if it's from a Word doc, you definitely need to do this, and that is to come in here and you want to clear out the formatting. Okay, and so this little eraser will do that. So that's like if you had bold or italics or any kind of thing like that, you want to definitely take it out. The rule is for online text, we don't underline because some of the themes, your linked text appears underlined. It's not, they're all a little different, it might be a different color, some are underlined, some aren't, but underlining is sort of embedded in our psyche to mean link. So really you want to avoid underlining. You never want to underline a subhead, ever. Okay, that's just not a good practice. Okay, so the first thing to know about the formatting is this is your main title. If we come down here, these are the paragraph styles, and this is how we format, okay, our text officially. So this is heading 1. It's already done for us. You don't need to touch that. But what you need to know about is heading 2. Okay, so heading 2 is important. Heading 2 is what you want your subheads and your listicle subheads to be formatted in. Now there's a couple of reasons for this. The most important reason is because, well, it's one of the most important reasons, is that whatever is formatted, okay, in H1, H2, H3, whatever is formatted in a style is what search engines will pick up. So your subheads become an opportunity for you to have more keywords that go into the Google algorithm for your search. Okay, so that's the one reason. The next reason is people who are visually impaired who use screen readers. Okay, a screen reader goes from major heading from formatted headings to formatted headings. So if I just make this bold, and if I increase the text size to make it look like a subhead, the search engine won't know it, but more importantly, a screen reader will not know that just because it's bold and maybe 1 point higher, that, oh, this is a subhead. So screen readers need you to format the text and the headings in the text in order to be able to navigate the screen for the visually impaired person. So that's really important, okay? So now a couple of things. This is a kind of a really annoying thing about WordPress. Okay, when I come up here, and I want to unbold that because I don't need it bolded. So when I come up here, and I'm going to go to H2, the annoying thing about WordPress is it does not bring the 1 up and your numbers up in the size. This really bugs me. Might not bug you, but it really kind of bothers me, and I don't think it looks right. So what I recommend doing is not using the automatic numbers, but to do them by hand. Okay, so what I mean is this. So go back, type the 1, the period, space. Now, if it tries to automatically do it for you, if it tries to automatically, turn it into a number, just do Control Z and that should fix it. So here, this is know your audience. So this subhead then, I think it just looks better, okay? You can also do then the whole subhead if you want to do colors. This is the other reason. It won't, if you have a 1 through the formatting one, it won't change the color. So you can come up to your text color. Okay, and I think that colored subheads are a really great way to create some visual interest on your page. The key is to be very consistent about it. Like you don't want to have blue and then red and then white or black, whatever. Keep it one color and keep it one color throughout all of your blog posts if you choose to do that. Okay, so this is how I recommend that you do it. Now, you don't have to, do it this way. I do think it looks better. So now we'll come down to number 2. Okay, and here, let me, there. And now I'm going to put in number 2. Again, I'm going to do it by hand. So this, and let me show you this too. So if I choose to do this, so I did this one by hand. Now if I come over here and I try to just do the subhead right there, here's what happens. it will change the whole thing. And the only way to then fix this is to disconnect it from the text, and then I can go back up here, and then I can come up and I can just do paragraph, and it'll fix the text, but I can't keep it connected. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out the period. You don't want periods, you don't want dashes, you don't want anything. You might have a colon, but you don't really need that either. You can just do it like this, and again, then come in, and you've got your H2. I'll change the color of that one. So I think that this looks really nice. You also want to make sure that your spacing is pretty consistent and it's just 2 hard returns, or yeah. So I mean 1 hard return. Yeah, that's what you want. You want it to be 1 hard return, and sometimes you'll get extra spaces, and so you want to clean those up. So this is how you want to do your subheads. And again, so we're doing this for SEO, we're doing it for accessibility, we're also doing it to create chunky, scannable text for our readers. Okay, subheads are so important too. When you go to a mobile view for content, you see that subheads really help mobile content for readers to scroll and get through it. It's actually even more helpful than pictures, although we know that images and pictures are really good too. Okay, so that is how you want to format. If you want to indent your paragraphs, you can. If you feel like that might look better, you can certainly do that. What you don't want to do is you do not want to center text. Centered text is harder to read. It kind of looks weirder. It's okay to center some like smaller pieces of text or things that might be more like heading, not headings, but like more like promotional kinds of things or captions. Some people prefer to center their subheads. And I think that's fine. I prefer flash, oops, I'm control thing. I just prefer this. I think it's just more standard, and I think it's just easier to read, and it looks good. Okay, so that's how you're going to format your subheads. Now, you want to do your metadata. So your metadata is where this is information that will go into the search engines. This is also important information here, this metadata for your blog. You never want your blog to be uncategorized. So you want to create a new category. So the category I'm going to create, and you can have a few, you just have to do them one at a time. So obviously social media. I can do, it's adding it. I can then do, I could do auditing. I could do social media best practices. So I could do, so you definitely want to have everything categorized. Nothing should ever come up uncategorized. Now the benefit of using categories, when you are creating a lot of content, you can then start to create navigation around your content. So if I have a lot about auditing or best practices, that can then become a part of my navigation. Okay, then when we come to tags, this is where this is the SEO, and this is where we put in our keyword, or again, the longer tail, which just means it's more of a phrase, not just words. So it could be how to format blog post, comma. You want to separate your, once you put in the comma, that will create the tag, and then I can do formatting blogs, do that one. So whatever terms I think, again, that people would be searching, this is what I want to put in for my tags. And you can have a lot of tags. Okay, so that is really, so this is the key metadata that you want to do. The other thing that's really important for your formatting is this. We're going to come up. Now, one of the things that you want to do is on your blog homepage, your blog homepage will show your latest posts, but unless you tell it to show an excerpt, it's likely just going to show the whole thing. You never want a blog homepage that has all of your blog content right there on the page, because you'll end up having to scroll and scroll and scroll. You want to just give a glimpse on that homepage, because when we're through, you're going to have 3. It's going to look nice to the way it's set up with the featured image. So what you want to do is you want to have an excerpt. And to create the excerpt, you want this. This is your read more tag. Okay, this shows here, but this means that when it goes to the My Blog homepage, it's just going to pick up this part of it, okay, and whatever featured image that I put in. Now, here's what you need to know about the featured image. The first image that I put in my blog, okay, I'm going to do that through Add Content, Media. You have to add in whatever pictures into your library that you have. I don't know. Oh, this is from some older blog content that I was doing for my previous institution. Well, anyway, let's say I want to put in this picture, and so I can go like that, and I can insert. And then here's the thing, I think it's really good to have a picture at the top, either right here, or you can also, if you highlight it, you can make it a little, maybe a little shorter, and then what you could do is you can align it left and it will wrap the text for you. That's one option. You can align it right. What you obviously don't want to do is put it in the center because that would look pretty weird. You can also make it bigger just by shift and dragging the corners, and you can get it to where you want it. You can add captions. You don't really need to. It is really important, though, that you make sure that your images are copyright usable. And I will show you how to do that in another video. So you can add that, and then whatever usually you pick up here, most themes will pick up the first image that you have posted, or you can tell it what image you want. So I'm like, no, I want this to be the featured image, and that means that this image will go out with my excerpt onto my homepage. So your theme might automatically pick this up, but if you don't want it to be your featured image on your homepage, you can change it, and that's how you do it. The other thing too, when you're adding media, there is a free photo library that that you can go into from WordPress. This is really one of your best bets because you will know it's just being a little slow. It should bring up the library that has the images in it that are usable. It's just being a little sluggy, and that way you know they're copyright usable. You don't have to attribute them, and it's really the best way to go. Okay, because you can't just rip an image and then just say, oh, courtesy of MTV, unless you've written to MTV, they're not giving you permission. The other thing is in social media, obviously with a post and a topic like this, one of the best things that you can have will be, screenshots of the social media content, which is all copyright usable. So that's really going to be your best bets. Okay. So in this video, I covered the basics of formatting your blog. I always, I advocate for at least 2 images per blog. If you don't have images, add subheads. You don't have to have them numbered unless it's a list. So if you're offering 5 tips, obviously you want to make them numbered, but just to actually create subheads to, break up, scan, and make the text scannable and chunky. Okay? So if you have any questions about formatting your blog, please reach out. I'm happy to help.